Hey guys, Marsting in here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video. And so the version Z announcement live stream was out today for JP, and Global has now posted an update, a producer letter. So it's another good old message from Koto-chan. So we're going to go over and watch this now. And I've heard that it's not as detailed as the JP one, so we might need to go over some extra stuff afterwards, but we are going to go ahead and watch this here. Hello. Hashtag Koto supremacy in the comments. Yeah, is everyone enjoying this celebration with all of its content?
今後ドッカンバトルをアップデートしていくプロジェクトを検討中とお伝えさせていただいたかと思いますが、今日はそのプロジェクトの詳細をお伝えさせていただければなと思っております。ぜひ最後までご覧ください。早速ですが、ドッカンバトルを今後アップデートしていくプロジェクト、名付けてバージョン Z アップデート計画について説明させていただきます。
Version Z update plan,
内容は主に
aka Zero Modders plan, right?
1つ目は今から始めても楽しめること、2つ目は遊びやすさの向上、3つ目はやり込み要素の追加回収といった風に。
So yeah, make the game fun for both first time long time players. Obviously that seems good. More fun is more good, right? For any game. To increase playability, I mean this is kind of vague but obviously interesting, and to add or to improve challenge features. So I don't know if this literally just means adding and revamping like the more difficult content, but definitely all for that.
これらを総合してこれまで遊んできた方々もこれから始める方々もみんなが楽しめるようにアップデートしていくというのがバージョン Z アップデート計画となっております。
Cool.
どんな機能が実装されるか楽しみですよね。
We are very much wondering.
本日は長期アップデート計画の第1弾初回実装分について皆様にご説明させていただければと思います。
Oh yeah, so that's the thing I talked about in a previous video. This is the initial update. So version Z is not like one big update that completely changes the game. It's going to be like multiple smaller updates. And obviously at this point, we don't know how many that's going to be. I mean, for all we know, it could take the whole of like, you know, to the end of next year for everything they want to do for version Z to be out. I don't suspect it would be that long, but yeah, just remember this is like multiple updates. So
まずは実装内容に関してです。第1弾である初回実装分では先ほどお話しした3軸の中でも特に今から始めても楽しめること、遊びやすさの向上の2点を重視したアップデート項目となっております。まずは今から始めても楽しめることに関してです。
the names of the above features are
ドラゴンボール
subject
ス
to
トーリーに
change.
ついてです。こちらはこれまでの物語イベントをリニューアルしたコンテンツとなっておりまして、原作アニメのストーリーをより高いクオリティで追体験することができます。
So it says they're revamping the story stages, but obviously remember that in game, technically story stages are like the story missions that we get, where you get like when a new celebration comes out and we get like a 10 stage thing. I don't think it specifically means the quest mode, because that's literally called quest mode, so I don't know if that refers to that or not. Maybe worth a second playthrough. Yeah, so all of the little like mini, they're not cutscenes because obviously they're still images, but just to use the word cutscenes, so all the cutscenes that you get like at the beginning and ends of events, apparently they're going to revamp those. That's why I imagine this is going to be an ongoing process, because obviously they're not going to do every single story event in the game in one go, so it'd be interesting to see that in game.
次にパネルミッション機能についてです。こちらは最近ドッカンバトルを始めた方や遊び方がよくわからないままプレイしていた方に向けてゲームの進め方を学びながら報酬を獲得できる特別なミッションとなっております。このパネルミッションをすべてクリアすることでリニューアルしたチュートリアルで仲間にできる新キャラクター孫悟空を LR まで覚醒することができるようになります。 Right,
so yeah, I saw some screenshots of this. So this is the card that people were talking about, the Goku from the tutorial. I believe the SSR art is that Goku and Gohan that they showed in the version Z update announcement image a while ago. They're not showing any images of it here by the looks of it, but so you get those through the panel missions, which are, from the sounds of it, they're just like extended tutorial missions. So obviously for existing players, you can still play them. You just obviously are probably going to not need to know any of the stuff that they're telling you, but they should be quite easy to clear through if you're an existing player already. So that's good.
ドッカンバトルを楽しんでくださっている方々も LR 孫悟空を含め報酬はすべて獲得可能となりますので楽しみにしていてくださいね。
I wonder how good that card will be.
そして遊びやすさの
I can't imagine that card is going to be like super top tier, since it's literally like the reward for completing all of the tutorial missions, but hopefully it's a fun free-to-play card, so we'll have to see.
向上に関してです。今回のアップデートではオート機能の実装を予定しております。
Whoa. An auto function? Oh my god, how long have we been asking for
オー
this?
ト機能ではスゴロクとバトルそれぞれのフェーズでオートにするかどうかを設定することができます。バトルだけは操作してスゴロクはオートでのようにご自身のプレイスタイルに合わせて設定してみてください。これによって
That's interesting. So you can set it so that it just goes through the map for you. I wonder how that works then in terms of the rolling numbers and stuff. Because obviously for, like, when you're link leveling, for example, sometimes you get super unlucky and you're just getting numbers where you miss, like, the Cybermen all the time. So I wonder how that works if you set it to auto-run the map. Is it going to... I'm assuming it's going to prioritize landing on the tiles where you fight enemies. But that's kind of interesting. And you can have it set so that it does that, but then you still control the fights. And then I'm assuming it will have a setting where it autos everything. But that's going to obviously be pretty useful for link leveling, because you could literally like put your phone on charge, put it down, and just go off and do something else, and it will link level for you. So that's pretty interesting.
育成に必要な素材をより快適に集めることができるようになりますよ。その他に関しても細かい機能の回収を行っており
I
ます
like how
の
they
で、
say it's
ぜ
to
ひ
get
実装を
items
楽しみ
easier,
に
but I
していて
think
くだ
most
さい。
people use it for
そ
link
して
leveling.
皆さんが気になる実装実機ですが、
Yes.
海外版のバージョン Z アップデート計画第1弾実装に関しては来年年明け実装を目指して開発を進めております。バージョン Z アップデート計画
So the beginning of... So it says up and running by the beginning of next year. So what that means is, hopefully then it releases in late December. Because if it says up and running by the beginning of next year, so hopefully late December, although I guess at the very latest it means like the very beginning of January. But that's very interesting, because obviously that's like, what? The end of December is like a month and a half away. So that's very
計画
exciting.
第2弾以降もフィルタ回収やガシャ画面の回収といった遊びやすさの向
Optimization
上
of
という面での
filters.
回収に
I
加
hope that
えて
means for
3つ目の
categories.
軸であるやり込み要素の追加回収も予定しております。お知らせできるタイミングになりましたら改めてお伝えさせていただきますので楽しみにお待ちいただけますと幸いです。
Interesting.
これからもドッカンバトルを楽しんでくださっているユーザーの皆様がより遊びやすくなるような回収を進めていければと思っております。今後バージョン Z アップデート計画で実装してほしい機能や回収してほしい部分は随時アンケートで皆様のご意見をお伺いできればと思っております。すべてのご要望にお答えするのは難しいのですが、貴重なご意見は今後のゲーム運営に生かしていきたいなと思っておりますので、ぜひどしどしご意見をいただければと思っております。短いですが今回の動画はこちらで以上となります。バージョン Z アップデート計画第1弾の実装までまだ少しお待たせしてしまうことになるのですが、これから年末にかけてたくさんのコンテンツを用意しておりますので、そちらを楽しみにしつつ実装をお待ちいただければと思います。またぜひこの機会にまだドッカンバトルをプレイしたことのない友達を誘っていただけると嬉しいです。ドッカンバトルの最新情報は公式 Facebook、Twitter、Instagram で随時配信中です。バージョン Z アップデート計画の今後の情報も公式 SNS で発信を予定しておりますので、ぜひフォローお願いいたします。運営メンバー一同皆様がドッカンバトルを楽しんでいただけるよう最善を尽くしていきたいなと思っております。6周年を超えてまだまだ進化する特艦バトルを引き続きよろしくお願いいたします。それでは次回の動画でまた会いましょう。バイバーイ。
Bye bye. Yeah, them saying stuff like that, like it's been around for 6 years and is continuing to evolve, like, I mean, that's pretty much confirmation that's not going anywhere anytime soon. So very interesting. The thing that stands out to me about that as well, from that last part that's not even about version Z, is they're basically saying like, oh, you know, sorry it's not coming out soon, but there's loads of stuff planned for the rest of the year. I mean, like I said before, the rest of the year is only like a month and a half. So for global, we already know that that means heroes, probably part 2 of the Gogeta celebration, which means LR Janemba, and then obviously December something is going to happen. A lot of people are still speculating about things like a global first in December, because there's so many holes in the schedule at the moment. So it's kind of interesting that she mentions that, because obviously she's specifically talking about global, saying that there's going to be a bunch of content for the rest of the year. So that is definitely very interesting. Okay, so I've zoomed in on one of my group chats here just so I can show you guys a bit more of the stuff that they showed on the JP live stream that they didn't show in that global announcement. So this is the LR, the SSR is the Goku and Gohan from that art, like I said. The TUR is Goku on the Nimbus, and it doesn't seem... Oh, the LR art is shown in another picture. Here we go, this is the LR here. Very, very cool. Story event renewal, also they reset the rewards, so that's really interesting. So a bunch of these story events are going to have the rewards reset, even for existing players, even for whales. Like, that's a bunch of extra free stones, so that is pretty cool. If they are resetting all the rewards completely, that is pretty interesting. So they continue to update the old story events here, because they're not doing them all at the time. Updated version of recommended characters. I've always found that tab kind of odd, because isn't the recommended characters tab is basically just showing you the characters that you haven't awakened yet that you can, which, I mean, I guess for some people, if you don't play it super often, then I guess you might find that useful. But for me, like, if I've just gotten a new character, then that's what I'm doing straight away, is getting them awakened. But so this special sale as well, I think they talk about the details in it further down, but available for 100 hours after the update for existing players. I think they said it was around $30. You get 100 stones and you get one of these special stones, and it can be traded for one of these LRs, which is definitely pretty cool for both existing and newer players. I mean, these are older LRs, but they're still very, very good. I mean, especially UI Goku is on here. STR UI Goku, so that is really, really good. And then what else have we got? Hidden potential you can do all at once except for the skills. So I'm assuming the way this will work then is basically when you click to autofill, it's going to fill every single thing that can only be one option. Because obviously, you know, like in the top right, for example, there's that star ability. Well, actually, yeah, I guess that's 2. Anyone where there's the star where you can pick 2 things. So the top right, it's got like the super attack up, and I actually can't even remember what the other one is, because you should basically always pick super attack up for that one. I think it's type attack up. So basically it's going to fill in every single one except for the ones where you have to choose. And oh my god, this is something that I've been waiting for them to put in the game forever, because even after the updates, those of you, shout out to the OGs that remember when you could only literally do one node at a time, so it would take you like 20 minutes to rainbow a unit from 0. Now this is going to make it even easier, which is super, super cool. The Orb Event apparently is easier to play. Some days you'll have all of them open. The Auto Mode, which they did discuss. Easier to create a team. You can have up to 50 teams. Damn. That is kind of cool, because then, yeah, you can have your all your categories set and everything. That's pretty awesome. This is a campaign that will release to go alongside version Z. Obviously, all of this stuff is from JP, because the update is going to be coming a little bit sooner. And then they've got a couple of survey questions. So questions about types of events like Super Battle Road. How much difficulty do you want? Then we've got friend system. If we're going to update the friend system, how do you want it? I want to be able to interact with friends. One of them's like compete with friends, and one of them is like I don't want to at all. New feels the most attractive with the character animations. Definitely check out like any stuff that Goresh has done. I'm sure Goresh has put out translations for this, but I think that is the final. Yeah. Oh, no team cost is another thing as well, which is very, very interesting. So yeah, the first update definitely looking quite spicy. It's going to be a little bit of a wait for global, but obviously that is to be expected with basically everything these days for global. But yeah, this is definitely going to be very exciting. Shout out to my boys, Mr. T, Miri, and AC. They're in this chat as well, by the way. But yeah, let me know your guys' thoughts down below. Are you excited for version Z? Hopefully we see this on global by the end of December. If not, it'll be the beginning of January. But there's definitely a lot of features in here that I know I have been wanting to see for a long time. So let me know what you guys are most excited about down below in the comment section. So anyway, that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.